So guys, I'm currently getting ready for a mentor session. This one is going to be an interview focused one. So it's going to be from 10 to 12. And so that's pretty much how I'm going to start my morning. I do have my cup of tea here with me, and I'm definitely a tea drinker more than a coffee drinker. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys like coffee or tea in the mornings. But yeah, so I'm getting ready for my session, and it's usually about 2 hours. So just doing a little bit of prep work before we get started. And then later I'm going to take you guys along with me for the rest of the day on what I plan to do for today, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Tiffany, but you can call me Tiff. Nice to meet you. Your room is so cute. Thank you for booking a mentor session with me, and congrats on your interview. So guys, I just finished my mentor session. It's actually almost 12:20 right now. So we went a little bit over our meeting time, but it was really fun. I love getting to know you guys, and it was really a great opportunity for me to help you guys out, and it's just something that I enjoy doing so much. So if you're interested in doing a mentor session with me, check it out in the description below. But I'm gonna go get some lunch, and then after I come back, I'm going to make some flan today. So it's so interesting because a few days ago I was actually craving it, and I thought I would make some for my family, and I wanted my boyfriend to try some. So that is what I'm gonna be doing. And then after that, I'm probably going to be heading to the gym. So I'm gonna take you guys along with me. And also after that, I need to do some packing because I'm leaving for Hawaii in a few more days. And before you guys ask me why I'm going back again, I will explain to you guys a little bit later, but I'm going to Hawaii for the second time this year. And this time I'm going with my family though. So it's gonna be a little bit different, but yeah, I'll take you guys along with me today. So let's go. So guys, I just finished my lunch, so I'm gonna be making some flan now, and I'm just following this recipe that I found on YouTube, so I'm just gonna leave it down in the description. And I posted a few days ago that I wanted to make flan and that it actually ended up turning out good, and you guys on Instagram asked me for the recipe, and basically I just followed a YouTube recipe that I found online. So it was very, very simple. It's just something that I haven't had in a while, and I was just randomly craving it, so I just wanted to make it. But I'm just gonna do the recipe right now. It calls for 1/4 of a cup of sugar. I'm going to double everything because I made this last time and I was able to get 3 flans, but I wanna make double of what I did last time. So basically I have my 1/4 of a cup, and I'm just going to double it and do 2. And right now I'm just going to be making the caramel basically. And to be honest, last time I kind of burnt it a little bit, so I'm gonna try my best not to do that this time, and just get 2 of these. And then it also calls for 1 tablespoon of water. So I just have my water here, and then I'm doubling the recipe. So I'll just put 2 of these. And then yeah, basically I'm just going to make the caramel for right now. So I'm gonna put this on the stove. So the recipe says that if you need to, you can like stir the caramel, but you don't want to mix it with an actual like spatula or something. I'm just like stirring the pot in a little circular motion just to make sure that it's nice and even, and then I don't actually burn the caramel this time. So the recipe says to just mix it just to make it even and then let it sit. You don't want to stir it too much, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just being very careful that I don't burn it this time. So yeah, just making the caramel right now, and then I'm going to pour it into my little ramekins when I'm done. So it's becoming this nice brown caramelly color, so once it cooks just a little bit more, I'm going to pour it into my ramekins. So I'm going to pour my caramel into these little ramekins. Make sure to stir around your ramekin too, or else it's gonna get stuck at the bottom. I did that last time, didn't stir it around, and then it just looks super uneven. Okay, so I finished with the caramel making and putting them in the ramekins. Now I'm gonna work with the rest of the recipe. So I have half and half here, and the recipe calls for 1.5 cups of it, so I'm doubling it, so total is going to be 3. And then also it calls for half a cup of sugar, but as I said, I'm doubling it, so it's gonna be 1 cup of sugar. This is a lot of sugar, you guys, but hey, treat yourself sometimes. And so this recipe is going to be double just because I'm making it for my family and I want my boyfriend to try it out as well. So, and then I'm gonna need 3 cups of the half and half. So I'm just gonna pour it in here, and then the recipe says to just put it on medium heat and then just kind of stir it and let it gently cook. You don't want it to be fully overcooked where it's bubbling everywhere, but just enough so that it's nice and evenly cooked. So now I'm just gonna get my spatula and I'm just going to stir it. Make sure that it's nice and even. So while that's cooking, I'm going to be cracking some eggs. I have a large bowl here, and the recipe calls for 3 eggs, so I'm gonna make 6 of them. And so I have my eggs with me here. I'm just gonna crack them all into this bowl. So growing up, my mom usually was the one that does most of the baking, while my dad does most of the cooking. So my mom loves making Vietnamese desserts. And so one of them was actually flan, and I've tried other types of flan before, and I don't know if it's just me, but Vietnamese flan just tends to be a little bit lighter and not as heavy. So I like the Vietnamese version a little bit more. So I just wanted to create a little bit of my childhood and recreate this recipe. So I have 4 eggs cracked in here now, 2 more to go. And then I'm going to be putting in some vanilla extract with the eggs and just whisking that together. So here are my 6 eggs. And the recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, so I'm going to be putting in 2. And then I'm just going to be getting my whisk and whisking it together. So once you get it to this kind of color milky consistency, then we're going to actually sift it and get rid of any excess like egg yolks and stuff like that. So I'm actually gonna pour my mixture into here, and then I'm going to sift it using this. So I have hot water here that I'm going to boil, and while I'm boiling the water, I'm actually going to get my mixture that I just sifted and pour it in all my little ramekins. So this is what it currently looks like, and then basically after this I'm just going to pop them in the oven with a little water bath, and then they'll be done. And then I'll leave it in the fridge and let it cool. So I'm just gonna grab my boiling hot water here, and I have my tray. I'm gonna fill the tray halfway with water, and I'm just gonna basically sit in a little water bath, and then I'm gonna put it in the oven. So I have it halfway filled with water. I have my oven preheated. It's getting to 300 degrees, and we're going to cook it for 40 minutes. So while my flan is cooking, I'm basically just going to be packing up some of my itty bitty guys NICU. It's just a resource that I created for those out there who are interested in working in the NICU, and so many of you guys have showed me so much love with it, and so I released another batch of it, and I'm going to be shipping them out soon. So I packaged a lot of them already last night, but I'm just going to be finishing up right now. And yeah, with each one of the itty bitty guys NICU, I actually have little stickers that come along with it. So this is actually a little sticker that I created, and each of the books come with one. So I like to package little mini cards in there and basically thank you guys for purchasing them. And also I do spend a lot of time just handwriting a little note on each of them, and yeah, this is something that I've treasured a lot doing, and that I'm really grateful that's helped a lot of you guys out there. So yeah, I'm just gonna be packaging them right now and then hopefully getting them shipped out soon. So these are the books that I have to ship out soon. So I do have a few of them left here for those that are interested in purchasing and get them before they're gone. So I'm going to be mailing these out in a few more days. So for those that have purchased, they will be coming to you guys shortly. So I just finished packing some of the itty bitty guides to NICU, and I thought I have a little bit of time before the flan finishes just do some packing. I'm going to Hawaii in a few more days. I actually leave on Sunday, and today is just a day where I'm trying to get everything done as much as possible before I leave. And yes, I went to Hawaii already back in June, and I'm going again this month just because this time I'm going with my family. And so last time I went with Herrick, it was our first trip together, and that was super fun. I got to do a lot of things that I wanted to do on my bucket list, such as surf lessons and skydiving. But this time around, I'm just going to be pretty much chilling and enjoying time with my family. I'm going with my parents as well as my sister and my brother, and we usually do a family trip once a year, but of course, last year with COVID, we couldn't go, and I had a whole entire trip planned where I take my parents to Europe, which is their dream, but of course I couldn't get to do that. So my goal, actually, when I graduated, it was one of those things where I made a goal for myself, and one of them was to take my parents on as many trips as I can until they aren't unable to. So my parents are not super old, but they're definitely just getting a lot weaker, and you know, the time with our parents is super short-lived, and sometimes we just get so busy with our everyday to-day lives that we forget to spend time with our parents. And one of the things that I always wanted to do as a goal to myself when I started working and making money was to take my parents on trips, just because I didn't want to regret not taking them places, especially because our time with our families is just so limited and short. So yeah, that was one of the goals I made for myself. So I've been working for 5 years now, and every year I've been working except for last year. I've taken my family on a trip. So we've been to Cabo together as a family. I also took my parents to Korea as well, and I also went as a family to Seattle, Portland, and Vancouver. So last year we were supposed to go to Italy and Paris, which is my parents' dream, but unfortunately I couldn't take them, so I'm hoping that maybe next year or in the future I could take them back and fulfill that dream of theirs. But one of the things that my parents love doing is going to Hawaii, and specifically Oahu is their favorite island. So I actually was planning on surprising my parents and taking them to another one, and we go to Maui instead. But my parents, for some reason, were very adamant on not going, just because for them Maui is a pretty chill and quiet place, and they're definitely a little bit more active people wanting to explore. So instead I'm going back to Oahu, and even though I already went, it's going to be a different kind of experience just going with my family. And we've been multiple times before, but this time around I thought I would just take it easy and chill, just because I'm typically the type of person that likes to go, do things, do all sorts of activities, and water sports is actually one of my favorite types of activities to do. So I love jet skiing, snorkeling, and swimming and all that stuff. But yeah, this time around I wanted to do a trip where I had literally no plans and just really enjoy it, because I'm just that type of person that doesn't do stuff like that. I always have a plan, and I'm always going and doing something. So I'm just gonna take it easy, and it's been pretty relaxing. But now I'm like, I think I need to just start packing and getting myself together at least, and just chill while I'm there. So right now I'm just folding some of the clothes that I do plan on bringing and trying to stuff it all in a carry-on this time. It's funny because last time I went to Hawaii I carried this giant luggage because we were able to check in a bag, but this time around I'm not able to, so I'm trying to force myself to not overpack, because I always do that, and just fit everything to a carry-on. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, I'm just going to be packing, and then after this, when my flan is done, I'm just gonna go to the gym and then do errands after that. Hey guys, so I'm currently at the parking lot of the gym right now. I'm about to go work out, and honestly I haven't really been going to the gym for that long. It's probably been only like a month and a half, maybe even 2 months, and it's just one of those things where I've always wanted to just be more fit and just have more energy, because I'm always so tired and weak. But I would make the excuse of not going to because one, I just was super lazy and didn't want to, and two, I just didn't want to go to the gym by myself. Like I just had this fear of going to the gym by myself for some reason. Like I don't mind going to public places alone sometimes, but I do have that fear of going to places alone, especially the gym. For some reason, I've always wanted to just go with a buddy, and so I really would use the excuse of only going to the gym whenever I was with Herrick, and he would kind of encourage me to go with him just because he's very into fitness, and that's something that I'm definitely lacking a lot of. And really it was just motivation on my part and just really not pushing myself to do those things. But now I've been making it a goal to go at least twice a week by myself and just do anything that involves working out, cardio, and getting my heart rate up and working on my arms, because I feel like my weakest part of my body is my arms. And it's funny because in the NICU, like our babies are small, but there's just times where we have like bigger kids where I just get so tired holding them up for some reason, and especially during feeds, like holding them up for like 20-30 minutes
minutes when I have like a 15-pound baby may not seem like a lot to some people, but for me, because I'm so weak that my arm just tires out. So I've been working on just gaining more strength in my arms especially, and just trying to gain more energy and just working on my heart health a little bit more. So I've been trying to go to the gym more often, and so yeah, 2 times a week is like kind of my goal. So I'm gonna go in right now, and I don't know if you guys are curious about like my workout routine, maybe I can film a video with Herrick where we can just share with you guys on how we work out, especially as healthcare workers, and ways we can maintain our health. So I'm gonna go do that right now, and then I'll catch you guys a little bit later. So I just finished with the gym. I look like a hot sweaty mess right now, but basically I'm going to go to Daiso and just grab some last minute things for my trip and go to Target and get snacks, because your girl needs snacks when I go traveling. So I always bring snacks with me, and so yeah, that's basically where I'm gonna go right now. So let's go. So I'm just gonna show you guys my quick haul. I ended up going to H Mart instead for the snacks because I just love me my Asian snacks. So I got Pocky, and then these are just some of these rice cracker chips that I really enjoy. I also like these ones as well, where there's like a peanut inside. And then I also ended up getting these as well. These are some grilled squid flavored chips. And then these are something that I always bring when I travel. They're just some foldable house slippers. I am super Asian, I know, but I just like to bring these along with me. And then I ended up getting a box of these face masks as well. That way we can wear it around. And yeah, that's pretty much my shopping haul. So I'm just finishing up the rest of today by doing some stretching. And actually I'm a multitasker, so while I'm stretching, I actually enjoy reading. And so I'm actually finishing up the last book of the Crazy Rich Asian series, and I actually enjoy reading a lot. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I honestly stopped doing it because as a nurse I just didn't have time, and especially during nursing school I just didn't have time to read for fun. And so now that I'm able to balance my life a little bit more, I've been trying to get back into reading. So I'm actually finishing up this series, and I'm also looking for something else to start after this. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys a little bit later.
I like this.
Does it taste legit?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't burn it this time, so.
A sec moment, and we're in this exhibit. You can see behind me there. So low-key, I don't really go to art museums just because, I don't know, I just have a real bad appreciation for art, and so I'm trying to go around and understand these exhibits, but like, you can't really understand them, right? It's abstract. You kind of have to think outside the box a little bit, which I'm actually really bad at doing, being creative. So one thing I'm like forgetting to do is I want to make sure you have your bag in front of you, and I keep forgetting to do that. So I keep getting in trouble. But this is like the abstract art section. I feel like this is my favorite part of the exhibit so far because it's real. And I like plants, and it's so green actually. It's pretty cool. Just because today in SF is pretty gloomy and cold, I'm like wearing a sweater and a winter coat, and it's supposed to be summer, so I kind of like just the fact that we could just be a part of green right now. But we went through pretty much one floor of the museum already, and I thought that was it, but there's 7 floors, so vloggers in action.
Vlogger. Just taking pictures.
I'm gonna turn you into a vlogger. They have some pretty cool sculptures out here too. But I like the green. I kind of want to just create my own green wall in my backyard. That'd be pretty cool, but to maintain this would probably be super hard, and I don't have a green thumb, so I'm gonna definitely kill my plants for sure. But you ready to go in? And let's go on the other floors. This is dollhouse of my dreams. Imagine this, having a house as big as this. It's like very unique. I wonder if they'd ever make a museum looking like this. Very pretty cool.
and have all different unique floors. Look at all the detail in this house. So cute. So we are ending the night with some ramen. One of my favorite things to eat. And we also got buns too. Their pork bun is really good. Yummy.